Hello, my creative peeps, and welcome back for Creative Week 82. As promised, I've added another foliage clip for my lovely creative peeps that live in Florida and have never seen turning leaves. There's also a few of you that used to live in New England and don't anymore and said you really appreciated it. So there's a little extra color for you, as promised. I slept in so much this morning and I am so not awake at the moment, so I apologize in advance, and there may be some coffee pauses in this voiceover. So my creative week started on Thursday, filming wise anyway. So what I'm doing here is I did a blog post over on Patreon. I have a favorites series, so once a month I make a blog post about some of my favorite supplies, how I use them, brands I have, my thoughts on them and such. So patrons this time voted for inks, so I was just swatching out some of the ones that I have. They all have different properties, and I use them different ways and stuff like that. So I was just wanted to share that with you because, again, it's part of my creative week. That's the whole idea of this video. So yeah, I just did that. I had fun just kind of playing with all of them. It reminded me which ones I like and which ones I want to expand on, and which one I could really kind of live without. So that's pretty cool. I'm still working on my minimizing adventure, I guess you could say. I'm not exactly a minimalist, but I strive to be one day, maybe. So anyway, you'll see more of that at the end of this video. But my aunt found these awesome photo lots that she picked up for me. So I want to put together some photo packs, but I was just going through them. Of course, I wanted to call out a few for my own collection because, you know, I know vintage photographs creep some people out, but I really enjoy them. I didn't find so many creepy ones in this, but I did find a lot of buildings, which you guys know I love abandoned places. So that was really fun to see. There was one creepy one of a family that you can see up in the top corner. But I wanted to do a page that is reminiscent of things that I learned from a By Buns Lunar class that no, I have still not finished. One day before my 6-month pass to it ends, I will finish it. But I really did enjoy one of the techniques, and it involves a photograph. So I thought that I would pick one out from here and do that in my new journal. So I have officially finished my pirate journal and moved into my mermaid journal. Don't know if I said that last week or not, so there's that. And I'm really happy with my choice. I was hemming and hawing for a while on which one I was going to use next, and I'm really glad that I settled on this one. I already love it, and I'm only like a page in. So here I just wrote on the back of the photograph. Again, I'm not going to go too much into the technique of this because it is from her class, but I will leave the class linked below. I've never taken any other class from By Bun. In fact, I don't think I've taken a art journaling class really at all. I purchased a few, but I never actually took them. Yeah. So anyway, if you'd like to check that out, I'll leave it in the description box below. So yeah, I just had fun playing around with my paint pen. I really wanted to create an entire like page out of this collage that I already started. So part of this technique involves acrylic paint over the photo. So I just chose a couple colors, and I kind of want to paint around her and blend her into that collage below. And then I want to do something more at the top of her head. I wanted it to kind of feel like her brain was going in a million different directions, because that is how I was feeling that day. And I think that it's turning out pretty well. I have not finished this page yet, but it is coming along. So one of the things I wanted to do was add a little extra effect into that blue, and I tested it out on a piece of paper first. With the green, I was gonna do those big fat strips, and I decided not to. Instead, I turned my brush sideways and just did little ones. So that's one of the benefits of testing things out before you do them. That is not something I usually do. As many of you know, I am just a do it and see what happens kind of person, but I'm glad that I did that there. So I took this peachy color and kind of again made that trail coming out from the top of her head. It did take a few coats, but I am working on top of a glossy book page, so that's probably why. It's a very highly saturated colored page, but I really like that you can kind of see the background through the paint, and that was Dina Wakley paint, of course, again linked below. So the great purge continues. I had on my to-do list to purge my box of stuff that I usually use when I make journals. I had started the box when I was hotel sitting not last year, I guess it ended this year, in March or something. Yeah, March. And it worked really well for me then, because I didn't have all my stuff with me. All I had was the box to work out of, and it was an easy way to organize it. And I kind of just brought that home and kept it that way, and it has not been working. And I think that that's one thing people forget when they think about organizing, is that you do it once and it works forever, which is totally not true. Things change so much in our lives, and our organization needs to change with it, if it is to ever work to our benefit, basically. So what I did was I have the big box on the floor, and then I have two piles. So the pile in the back is stuff that I am keeping that I want to continue to use while working on journals, and then the boxes in the front, the one on the left is stuff I'm putting in for a big destash lot. I think I'm also going to end up with another sticker destash pack by the time I'm done. But then the box on the right is stuff I'm going to make ephemera packs out of to sell. So I want to go through all of my stuff before I start doing those things, but I'm getting pretty close to the end of it, I think, so I'm pretty excited about that. This was some stuff I had already pulled out for the destash boxes. So there's quite a collection of things in there. So I just transferred it to a bigger container, and then kind of reorganized the stuff I'm going to be using for those ephemera packs. And yeah, so oh boy, this is like land definition crazy. Like, okay, let me just give you a little backstory. I think this will run long enough for me to explain it. So I have been waiting a very long time to order from a artist called Fran Nerd. You guys may have heard me talk about her before. I absolutely love her stuff. I'm in her highest tier on Patreon. I have been for a while. She is an amazing person and a really cool illustrator, and I admire her a lot. So she came out with a planner for this year, and she came out with one last year, and I've been waiting to place an order. I also wanted her graphic novel and a zine from her and some other things. So I'm actually posting today my haul on my IG stories. So if you're watching this on the day it came out, you can go see that. But there will be a video coming next week. pardon my lunch in the shot there. This was like 3 o'clock on Friday and I needed to eat something. So anyway, I bought her new planner and her planner from last year. They're undated, so it's fine. And then I was contacted by a company to review their planner and I really liked it. So I am going to review that as well. It is coming in the next few weeks, but now I have 3 planners and I have no idea which one I want to use next, and I want to start a new one next month because my current one does not lay flat anymore and it's driving me bananas, like absolutely crazy. I can't stand it. So I did something a little insane. I took the 3 planners that I have to use, they're all undated, and I copied a monthly and a weekly spread for 2 weeks worth from each planner. Now don't do that, it's not good, like don't share it or anything. I'm just using this for the 2 weeks to figure out which one that's gonna work best for me and that I want to use next. So again, I printed off 2 weeks worth in all of the planners and I'm going to use all 3 of those for the next 2 weeks. I know. How crazy is that? And not only am I going to use that all for the next 2 weeks, because I started this on Friday, I am backlogging all the things from the month and the previous week because I feel like this is the best way for me to really get a feel for which one is going to work. Now, I know it's like the definition of crazy, but that's just the kind of anal person that I am. So there's that. So as you can see, I'm doing everything 3 times basically. I've not finished filling everything in yet, but I am pretty close. I already have the one that I think I want to use, but I think I'm gonna run into some problems with the dailies for like Monday through Friday because I don't do horizontal very well. See, the problem is, if I could just piecemeal them all together with the things that I want into one, it would be golden, like. But, you know, maybe one day I'll make my own planner. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, so yeah, this is just me being crazy, copying everything over 3 times. Like I said, the reviews for these planners and the unboxings will be coming up. I have a Free Nerd unboxing, the review of the planner that you see me working in right now. And that's from a company I've never heard of before. I'm really excited about that one. And then I have my Arteza review coming up for the watercolors. So expect lots of videos. I know I have been, excuse me, pretty lack on the extra videos besides the Saturday one, but I'm barely keeping my sanity as it is. So thank you for understanding, and get excited that that you'll be getting some extra stuff like you're used to. On Friday, after I did all that crazy planner stuff, I wanted to take a minute and do some me time. I was feeling really, how do you want to say it? I don't even know. Like, not myself, just like needed to like keep busy. I always need to keep busy. What am I even saying? Anyway, so I continued working on that page that I started earlier in the week, just drawing stars over and over again. Things like this used to really bother me. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again, as you guys can probably tell, because I almost never do the same project twice. I'm terrible. But I am slowly warming myself up to it, shall I say. I really enjoy doing that for like a little bit, and then like once I get bored or it feels like a chore, I stop. So I'm trying to like train my brain to like it. Just like, here's another thing. I used to really hate sushi. And then I decided one day that this is good for me and I'm gonna like it. And now I won't eat the fish one. I just can't do it. It's just too, I don't eat seafood to begin with, never mind raw seafood. So anyway, moving on. I have a really hard time finding this bento box with the vegetable rolls in it. I got it once and then couldn't find it again, and I found one this week. I got the last one, like the last one, on my way home from work, and I was like, yes! So I, of course, took a picture of it because I'm a dork, and I'm gonna put it in here. What you see me using is my new digital kit in my shop. I took some of the images from my sticker packs that I created, like my vinyl sticker packs, and made a journal kit. So in the journal kit, there's 2 strips of washi. There are 6 images that are in 2 sizes. So it's like a skull, some play cards, a heart, a death moth, an eyeball, basically all the things I love. There's no stars, but we'll get there. I do have star printables, but I need to make some new ones. But there's date covers, and then I made 4 journaling cards, which I really like. I used one of the journaling cards and one of the strips of washi to create that, as well as that black label and the moss sticker. Those are all from the printable on my shop. I have requests for more printables because a lot of my international peeps don't want to pay the shipping, and I don't blame them. I don't know why you would pay $25 in shipping for a $4 sticker pack, right? So that is for you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I cannot wait to see what you create in your journals with it. I know a couple of you have already started using it, so that is really exciting. I took a few colored pencils and wanted to color in some of the images just to kind of spruce up the thing already. Everything is in black and white except for a couple of the cards have some color, but I wanted to make it so you could really do whatever you wanted with it, make it look vintage, add crazy colors, whatever floats your boat. So I'm really excited about that. I am planning on making more digital kits in the future, so hopefully you'll be seeing more of that. I had a lot of fun doing it. It's very time consuming. I never realized how long digital work took, but it's really time consuming. And I didn't even have to draw that stuff. So anyway, I am documenting my frame nerd haul here because I bought one of these zines for a very specific reason, and I want to journal about that reason. It's a little private. I think I mentioned it in the unboxing video, so you will hear about it. But I went into my Hoard It journal and pulled out a tag, and that I want to put the photo on one side and then journal on the other. So I ended up going with this cool tag here from one of my pen pals. It's like some kind of luggage tag or something from California. I don't really get how that works, but anyway, I just put the photo on the back of my haul, and then I wrote haul apparently with my Posca paint pen because, you know, I have letter stickers, but why use them, right? That's why I had to get rid of them, even though I still have some, but shh. Anyway, so I wanted to journal on the front, but I wanted to still be able to see the writing on the tag because I think the tag looks super freaking cool. So I just took some acrylic paint in like this flesh tone color, and I'm going to put a couple coats on it so it is opaque enough that you'll be able to see my writing on the top, but it's translucent enough that you can still see the writing underneath. It doesn't show up very well on camera, but it is visible in person, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. What am I doing? Oh, I had this sticker from the packaging of the planner. It seals like the tissue paper And I was gonna put it in my journal, but it just wasn't going with that paper. I didn't like it. So I ended up gluing it into my planner instead. Now that I'm using my crazy 3 printed out system, you might be wondering, what are you gonna do with the planner you're still using? I'm going to finish out the month. I'm just going to use the 3 printed planners, and then every few days or so I'll transfer over what I did into the other planner. So October will be all together. Again, crazy, I know. Excessive and not necessary, but in my brain it makes sense. So here, one of the things I did off camera the other night was take the back of this magazine page. The other side is a pocket, and I wasn't a fan of like any of the imagery on this side, so I took some mermaid glimmer paint and some black paint and made like a background, basically, just for me to solely draw these stars on. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. There might be a lot of these pages in this journal, I'm not sure yet. So I figured I could use it as like a background or something. Like once I get all of the stars drawn, I can always document photos over the top, and like the background will already be done for me. So I also thought it'd be cool to add that heart anatomy sticker from my printable kit there, and I'll just continue doing the stars around it, so like a hidden gem in there kind of. And then I was just playing around, but decided against that, I guess. So yeah, that is it for this week's Creative Week video, you guys. Thank you so much to all of my patrons for supporting me. If you would like even more content from me, you can go over to Patreon and check me out. Otherwise, I will see you here next week. You will have a video on Wednesday, not sure which one yet, but make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss it. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.